Okay, so today we're out here shooting a longbow, and a good buddy of mine bought a compound bow 2 weeks ago. And he's already a really good shot, and we set up a range at his house. Of course, I try to keep up with him now with a longbow, and I can hold my own pretty well. So today we're going to shoot some balloons. Looks like I got 7 balloons, 10 arrows. Let's see if we can't pull it off. And I'll just try to give you some tips every now and then. People are asking me to make longer videos because they're enjoying my content. So first tip that I can give you for my own personal the way that I shoot is I think of the arrow as a laser pointer, and I just put the bow where that laser pointer needs to be, and I let go. This works great until your arrow starts dipping down. So for me, that's at about 14 yards. Anything further than that, then I have to compensate in one way or the other. But I'd say this yellow balloon on this turkey, I'm just going to act as if this is a laser pointer and shoot that balloon. Away we go. Okay, my next tip for you would be try to think of when you shoot the bow and arrow as a rifle, your whole system as a rifle. So this would be the front end of your rifle, and you'd be using this as your front sight, and the back sights, the V, is your rear elbow. Whether you're left or right, doesn't matter, but you're still trying to line up your rear elbow with the front of this and then the target. So if you can line all 3 of those up, it's hard to miss. So I'll try to take out that white balloon on the raccoon using that system. So again, this is my rear sight, and the front of the arrow is my front sight. And we got it. The next tip I'm going to try to give to you would be, for a clean release, what I try to do is I come to aim and I get all my muscles lined, or all my bones lined up, so that it's not all muscle pulling it back. I'm still using tension in the back upon my release. I'm still pulling back, but when I do, I often try to think of a golf ball on this arm, and I try to pull that away or catch that before it falls on my release. So the idea is to pull straight back. You don't want to be pulling left or right on that string, especially upon your release. What I often do is I imagine there's a golf ball there, and I try to catch it upon my release. So let's see if I can't get the red balloon on the zombie. And we got it. So I guess my arm ends up down here, but over the years what I tried to do was make a clean release and pull straight back. But you can see on my release, I often end up down here, but my thought is to catch a golf ball. We'll try to get that blue balloon on that deer. One other tip that I could give to you for me personally, if I'm using, the whole idea of the arrow as a laser, pardon me, what I want to do at this point on, say, that blue balloon is I'm going to aim a tad high, because I know my arrow is going to drop at this point. So if you know your distances, you can get away with this. So that's about a 22-yard shot, so I'm going to aim for the top of that balloon, and hopefully I can get it. And we got it. So now we'll do the same thing on the yellow balloon with the coyote. And another tip that I'll try to give you is, for me personally, I try not to make any movements at all until the arrow hits the target. Once the arrow hits the target, then I can move around as much as I want. But a clean follow through, I don't know why, but it makes a big difference for me personally. So that's what I try to do, is I tell myself not to make any movements until that arrow hits the target. This is a 23-yard shot on a yellow balloon that the coyote's wearing. And we got it. So the third tip that I'm going to give you is that, see that pink balloon? That's a 30-yard shot. For me, at this point, I no longer am shooting instinctively because there's so much drop on the arrow by the time it gets to 30 yards. Again, these are all personal things that I think about archery. My personal theory is anything above 22 yards, 20 yards, start using point of aim. Point of aim is a system of using the front of tip of your arrow as your aiming device. So if you have a consistent anchor and you start aiming with the front of your arrow, you'll be pretty good pretty quickly. Whether that means at closer targets you're putting the tip of that arrow below the target, or at longer targets you're putting it further away, it's something you have to figure out. But it's a good aiming system that can get you pretty good pretty quick. So at this point the balloon isn't behaving, but I'm going to pop it anyway. So this is a 30-yard shot. For me, my point of aim when I'm at full draw and using the tip of my arrow is about a 25-yard shot. But since I'm up high, that compensates for that. So all I'm going to be doing at this point is making my normal shot, but instead of aiming with this is a laser, I'm going to put the front of this tip of this arrow on that balloon, and hopefully I'll get it. I should be able to do it with this many arrows. So it's, again, 30-yard shot on that pink balloon using point of aim system. So that was about a foot low. So now what I'll do is I'm going to put the tip of that arrow on the top of that balloon and hopefully get it that way. Oh, and that was like an inch high. So hopefully this time I can split the difference. Again, pink balloon, 30 yards, using point of aim. I could go instinctively on this too and aim for like 4 or 5 inches above that balloon, but usually point of aim for me is more consistent. Hopefully I can get it this time. Just right. Maybe I spoke too soon when I said I had enough balloons. And we got it. And I have one more balloon. Oh, I didn't see the purple balloon on that deer head. But again, that's about a 15, 16 yard shot. So me personally, I'm going back to shooting. Thank you. And hopefully I can get it. And y'all have a good day and aim small. And we got it. All right. Be well.